It's 1996 and the Nintendo 64 releases, providing true 3D graphics and environments for the first time. You bought a physical game cartridge that you owned forever. Progress was saved on the hardware, and games even came with fun little books. The whole package was beautifully designed and a piece of art. In 2001, the GameCube released, with little discs and save files on memory cards with up to 8 megabytes of space, which was plenty back then. Games still featured these creative booklets, and you 100% owned your purchased game. Then came the Xbox 360 in 2005 and the Wii in 2006 with actual online capabilities. And while Microsoft had gold subscription requirements in order to play online, on the Wii it was actually still free. Mario Kart, Smash, etc. I know, barely imaginable nowadays. And with that, my short little retrospective here comes to an end and we enter the more modern era. Let's now look at now, the present. In 2026. Several things have been normalized and are now very common and frequent phenomenons. Through the boom and overwhelming investments in artificial intelligence, RAM, and in general hardware prices have been increasing severely and significantly, skyrocketing. Just to show you some proof and some sources, here's PC Part Picker, Drop Reference, Tom's Guide, Wikipedia, and VersaLogic. RAM is given to AI, and as we probably all know when it comes to supply and demand, scarcity leads to higher prices, and the result is a very expensive RAM for players. As Windows Central says here, gaming used to be affordable, but rising RAM costs are ruining that notion. In the past, we could buy a Nintendo 64 or a Nintendo GameCube for $100, or even only $50. And even $100 back then would be, with inflation considered, about $200 today. According to these two sources here, it's about double. Nowadays, if you want the newest console, then here's the PlayStation 5 Pro for $900, almost $1,000. And sure, the games nowadays look better, but that doesn't make people richer. If you want the best PC gaming experience, I googled best GPU, and that's over $4,000. Even if you're okay with a worse one, it's still many hundreds of dollars. And this actually serves as the perfect transition to the next topic, subscription models. Crazy high hardware prices make subscriptions look very tempting. As I said in my previous video, subscription models are everywhere nowadays. The reason is obvious.
Money!
Software costs $800. No one buys it. Software costs $50 or $100. Some people buy it. Something costs $20 a month. The average person has almost 10 of such monthly payments, and these quickly add up to hundreds of dollars a month. I will now explain why companies love subscriptions and why consumers usually lose. I do one weekly workout. 4 reps, 265 pounds is my record. 2 reps, 243 pounds currently. Anyways, I spent maybe about 300 euros for some workout stuff about 10 years ago. Now let's dig a bit deeper into one common subscription model. A gym membership costs from $20 to $60 a month. Let's even be nice to and biased towards subscriptions and take a very cheap one, $30 a month. Even then, I started saving money after only 10 months, less than a year. I've been saving money for about a decade. That's the might and power of single one-time purchases. Regarding video games, buy a video game for $60 once, one singular time, and own it forever, or pay $10 every month, which will add up to a lot more money over time, and also lose access eventually. There is, for example, World of Warcraft, which I personally never played, so correct me if I say something wrong. But according to my research, if I want to play the full game with all features, then in addition to paying $90, I also need a subscription. Quote, requires World of Warcraft subscription. I looked up the subscription and it literally says play World of Warcraft with this subscription. I asked ChatGPT and yep, if you stop paying monthly, you lose access. This is a strong contrast compared to the Nintendo Wii with completely free online play. Then there are online subscription services such as Ubisoft Plus, Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, EA Play, and Nintendo Switch Online, where you gain access to a library of games you can choose from as long as you keep paying. Let's look at Nintendo Switch Online. The question is, how many games do you actually play? And how many games do you want to keep playing? Do you have any favorite games? I have about 10 Nintendo 64 games games that I like. And it turns out that they are actually really cheap. Now let's say I wanted to buy all 10 of my favorite Nintendo 64 games, so I can own and play them forever. 10 times 20 euros equals 200 euros. So either I buy all 10 of them for 200 euros once and own them forever, or I keep paying for an online service. Well, logically, even then I will start saving money after some time. Granted, in this particular case, it would take years. This brings me to the next topic: licenses instead of ownership. Games being sold digitally is the norm now. Even physical versions are oftentimes only download codes without the actual game on a CD or cartridge. This has been going on for many years now. Why? Because with digital games, companies save money by not having to put their games on discs or cartridges. And also, they can take away the game at any given time. And this is happening a lot. You buy a game and at some point, sometimes in less than a year, the game is not playable anymore. Accursed Farms, the founder of the Stop Killing Games movement, has been fighting this unfair phenomenon for many years now. But despite reaching the 1 million signatures goal and actually making it into the European Parliament, the movement is struggling and their efforts to improve customer rights have been met with rejections and disappointments. To my understanding, Stop Killing Games only really asked for games to keep being playable. Even after servers shut down, at least have some sort of offline mode, or give the community, the fans, the chance to set up their own servers.
When we say a game has been destroyed, what we mean is a publisher has permanently disabled all copies of it that have been sold so no one can ever play them again. It would be like removing every single copy of a book or film in existence, effectively erasing it from the culture. The way this practice works is first a publisher sells a copy of a video game. However, it has been designed so that it must connect to the publisher in order to function. This acts as a potential kill switch. The customer is also given no information when the game will stop working. Then, after an undisclosed length of time, the publisher disables all existing copies of the game but keeps the customer's money. They are unable to keep them and they are not informed when they will end. This behavior would be outrageous in other industries. If you bought a book in a store, the publisher cannot come into your home and take back your book at will, being able to terminate them at any time for any reason. This practice is extremely widespread.
The EU Commission has come out with their answer. They're not going to propose new legislation. The legal arguments didn't matter.
Games back in the day, games now. We need a reset. PlayStation is deleting over 500 purchased movies from its customers' accounts. Licenses for digital goods should be made illegal. You purchase something, you should own it. Imagine buying a DVD or Blu-ray and Sony bashing in your window at night and stealing your collection out of your house. This is robbery. Rockstar has no plans for Grand Theft Auto 6 discs to be printed. Not at launch and not months after. Why do you care about having a disc? This is why. Here we go, guys. RAM prices are the new normal forever. PlayStation is deleting 551 purchased movies from its customers' accounts, reminding us nothing digital is ever truly ours. Deleting purchased movies from customers' accounts. Buy physical. This is exactly why people still like to buy physical copies of films and games. Otherwise, you don't own anything. All you own is a digital license that can be revoked at any time. No plans to have a disc version. This means that you will never own this game. You can pay $100 for a license to it, and it will show up in your game library, but you don't own it. If your PlayStation, Xbox or Steam account gets banned, hacked, or deleted, your game is gone, like all digital games. Buy physical media. Reminder, you should never feel even the slightest guilt about torrenting or pirating. As of the 1st of September 2026, due to our content licensing arrangements, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and the content will be removed from your video library. This is why physical media is so important. Lenovo says RAM prices will likely never fall down to early 2025 levels. They warn high memory prices are the new normal through 2030. Over 100 games are being removed from the PlayStation Store as Sony cracks down on shovelware. Studio Afil Games has had all of their titles removed from the platform as a result of these new guidelines. Wow, it comes with a booklet. 2006. Where's the book? 2015. Where's the game? 2026. PlayStation is permanently removing 551 purchased movies from user libraries on September 1st. Yep, Yep, GTA 6 is dead to me. If the physical edition is confirmed to never have a disc, then I'm not buying. Especially in light of Sony removing hundreds of digital movies from people's libraries. We had no idea how good we had it back in the 2000s until it was gone. Anyone else remember the times you would grab the booklet and take it into the bathroom with you to read? AI data centers are projected to use 70% of the world's memory chips in 2026. Say goodbye to gaming as an affordable hobby. Ubisoft executive says gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games for subscriptions to take off. And this is where we are now. Since the good old retro days, a lot has gotten worse. To summarize, now in the modern era, gamers suffer from very expensive hardware prices, turning gaming into a barely affordable luxury hobby. But subscription models and digital licenses to games instead of actual physical ownership lead to games being discontinued and shut down, deleted. And what you bought can be taken away from you at any given time without warning or prior knowledge. This can be as soon as 6 months. Is the future really only cloud gaming? Because people cannot afford hardware good enough to play the newest games themselves anymore? New game comes out, the hardware to play it is too expensive? You need a cloud gaming subscription. No matter how much you enjoy and love the game, your time with it is limited. You're restricted to the duration of your subscription and by spontaneous, arbitrary deletions of games by companies. And even with cloud gaming subscriptions, you still, in addition to the subscription, need to buy all of the games you want to play for a limited time. And don't you play for too long, young man. Don't you dare exceed your sessions. Also, if your internet is too slow or a game requires fast inputs and short reaction times, you will be at a disadvantage playing through cloud gaming. Here's my Nintendo Wii with my Melee copies, my little Melee booklets, and I will always and forever own them and be able to play them. And despite having two, in case one gets scratched, I would have still started saving money many years ago compared to a monthly subscription. That's it for today's Sunday's video. If you liked it, then there's a like button for you. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Wishlist my retro game Tim and Harpy, which has super giga low system requirements, will be mega cheap and will be yours forever because I will never take it down. And consider subscribing. Bye. Real joy after finishing the video here. Just now after I finished the video, a huge, very impactful announcement was made. On the official PlayStation website it says, physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. New games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. With this video, the direction was clear, but now it's 100% official. We all surmised this probably after this video, but yeah, here it is officially with a very clear date. This is the final nail in the coffin. If historians look back, this is the decisive point in time. And also Xbox. Project Helix, the next generation Xbox, will not feature a disk drive. Wishlist Tim and Harpy. Bye.